Back to pesticides and specifically on your fruit and veg. Let me tell you the worst offenders and what to do about it. I'm Dr. Renee. I'm a doctor, a medical writer and a broadcaster. We've spoken before about the toxic chemicals in our environment and how many of them come into our homes and potentially do us harm. So it's all very well and good knowing that this happens, but I thought it might be useful for you guys to look at the worst offending fresh foods and what you can do about it. panuk.org looked at this and they've put together some brilliant info on the worst offending foods and the cocktail effect of various different pesticides on our food. There's a link to this in stories. The Dirty Dozen list features the worst fruits and vegetables for toxic residue, including strawberries, spinach, peaches, pears, nectarines, apples, grapes, cherries, celery, tomatoes, green beans and bell peppers. A total of 209 pesticides were found on these Dirty Dozen items by US EWG, another link in stories. Over 90% of samples of strawberries, apples, cherries, spinach, nectarines and grapes tested positive for residue of 2 or more pesticides. More than 50 pesticides were detected on samples from each item on the Dirty Dozen list, apart from cherries. The most pesticides were found on kale, collard, mustard greens, with 103 individual chemicals found across the items in the category. Hot peppers and bell peppers were next with 101. All of the produce on the Dirty Dozen list had at least one sample with at least 13 pesticides, and some had as many as 23. Really worryingly, the neurotoxic organophosphate insecticide acephate, banned from use on green beans in 2011, was detected on 6% of the crop samples. Now, all of those fruits are good for you and should make up a varied diet. So what to do? So in the first instance, buy organic wherever you can. Thereafter, really good washing can remove some of the surface pesticides, and this is what I do. There are fruit and veg cleaners on the market which look vinegar-based, and even an electronic water-based system for purifying. I can't vouch for these, but I did promise to put some options in. And there is plenty of fruit on the good step as well. So avocado, sweet corn, pineapple, onions, papaya, sweet peas, asparagus, honeydew melon, kiwi, cabbage, watermelon, mushrooms, mangoes, potatoes and carrots. 65% of clean fruit samples had no detectable pesticide residue. Avocados and sweet corn were the cleanest, with less than 2% of samples showing detectable pesticides. Just over 10% of the clean fruit samples had residue of 2% or more. No samples from the first 6 were found to be positive for more than 3. I hope it helps. We'll look at cereals, bread and fish soon. Happy shopping.